Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Gammain Sports Ground. Gammain Grong Malong Lions today, lining up, taking on the Leeton Whitten Crows. Lovely afternoon for football in this late autumn period, up to 18 degrees. Breeze coming across the ground into our face here. Breeze coming across from the east, so it won't affect much of the goal kicking. And we welcome back Baz this afternoon. You've no doubt people have been looking and viewing at the footy realised you couldn't view last week the big game against the Collingully Demons. Our man Baz, with all the capacity, our man Baz was off with COVID, but we're very pleased to tell you that Baz is back on deck, but he did convey the thoughts that he wouldn't wish COVID on anyone. But so he's come out of COVID, and once again last night he's won a meat tray at the club. He's really back on firing on all fours. So we've got Baz back on the camera, and Andrew's with us here again this afternoon to call the game. Andrew will give us the changes from that exciting win over the Demons, Andrew.
Yes, thanks very much, Guy, and yes, welcome back, Baz. Glad to have you back. Yes, unfortunately we couldn't bring you last week's game, which was an epic tussle between Collingully Demons and the Gammain Grong Malong Lions, and who had a late surge with 5 minutes to go and came out the Lions and won the game. So today, from the last week's game, we've had 3 changes from last week. Out of the side is Captain Coach Sam Martin, along with Dan Foley. But into the side is Shannon Butterfield, Jacob Olsen returning this week, along with Mitch Taylor. Michael Roffney is the third player missing this week. He's got work commitments today. So there's 3 out and 3 in. So the Lions will be looking to continue on their winning way today, playing against the Leeton Whitten Crows, who currently sit in 9th position on the ladder, but have been competitive this year. Still hold a lot of experience in their side, as well as youth. So we're looking forward to a really good tussle today between these two sides in good conditions.
Perfect conditions, Andrew, here for football this afternoon at the Gammain Sports Ground. And Baz has just given me a little bit of a heads up before the game. A mate of his in Sydney, Peter Armstrong, he's an ex-Gammain fellow and loves to keep in touch. Well, he's the number one YouTube viewer of the game once Baz uploads it, and Peter can't wait to get the game, and he watches it down there in Sydney. So shout out to Peter from he's actually Mick Quinn's stepbrother. So we won't hold that against him, but Peter, a gun hay carter back in his early days, and I think being a hay carter, that taught Peter that really should get serious and make sure you get a good career a fair way away from being a hay carter, Andrew. So, and that's what he did. So.
Yeah, done very well. Yes, it's an old tradition that's no longer completed in the district. So
the umpire's checking that all his fellow umpires are ready, and he's going to come in for the start of the game here at the sports ground.
Olsen and Drysbar in the ruck for Leeton. 2 components there, and as it goes up, it comes down to Matty Hamlin. Gets a kick away. Gammain roll forward there. Leading for the ball is Jesse Lander. Gathers it in now. Swings around on his right foot. Comes back inside. Mitch Taylor's overrun the ball on that occasion. Hand pass gone wide. Picked up by young Hillam there for Leeton. Rainbird gets a hand pass away. Gathered by Mitch Taylor for the Lions. Out to Jack McKegg. Back to Jack Sussay. On to Aaron Proctor, back to Jacob Olsen. Gets his kick away now. Sends this one in looking for George Alexander. The ball falls short. Gathered by Ryan Dunn for Leeton. Gets his hand pass out. Comes wide to Tom Moline. He picks it up. Gets a hand pass back inside to Hallam. Back to Kerbser there, and the ball's in dispute. Picked up by Jack McKegg, and it's a free kick awarded to Leeton on this occasion, to young Ryan. Take the kit for Leeton there in front of the Leeton's box.
No excuse today, Andrew. It's good ball handling skills weather. Should see some good handling.
This ball's gone high, and it's over the sidelines there in front of the players' sheds, and it'll be thrown in.
So Andrew, even though Sam Martin's injured, he enjoy the fact that he can sit back and view his players and just see what's what and who's who in the zoo, as it was.
Yes, got to get a good handle on things here. He's was very pleased to get the 4 points last week. Ball's thrown in there, picked up by O'Gary for Leeton there. Gets a kick forward there, bouncing. Picked up by Seb Hamlin. Hand pass off to Connor Krebser. Chips one over the top, looking for Aaron Proctor. Takes a mark just inside the sideline there. Goes in short to Tommy Anderson. Lions looking to set up here now. Chips another one short and finds Kirkman. Leeton getting numbers back there at the moment. He chips one short, finds Connor Krebser on the sidelines there. Lions working this one forward slowly. Now they go long, looking for Ben Walsh under this one. The ball's hit the ground there. Charging through is Kai Watts, can't pick it up. Grabs it now, tries to break a tackle. He's grabbed around the neck. Play on, says the umpire. Leeton clear it here through O'Gary. Dodges under one, gets his hand pass away. Trapped by Krebser. Picks it up, gets onto his left foot there. Knocked out of his hands. He's driven into the ground there, and it's a free kick to Connor Krebser.
So, Andrew, the Demons were very conscious of George Alexander and double-teamed him a lot. What'll the Leeton Whitten Crows do today?
Well, you'd expect quite a few of those tactics to Guy today. He's the leading goal kicker in the league at the moment, and he's got this one on his chest, but the umpires found one being held there, and it's a free kick to Kai Watts. He'll have a shot at goal about 45 metres out on a pretty tight angle.
Be better if he's running sideways and kicked it over his shoulder. You'd be more confident, but...
Yes, well, he's if he gets this one, it'll be a good confidence boost for Kai. He's had a good game last week, and he's looking to continue on again today. Comes in, sends this one its way. It's going to drift across the goals, and it's through for a behind. The first score of the match. Point to the Lions.
Yeah, you might have noticed that last week, just when I was guiding up how easy it would be for a said person to kick a goal, they let me down, so I'm not spruiking them up so much till I get runs on the board now, Andrew.
Can be the case, can't it, Guy? You give a bloke a bit of a rap and he lets you down. The ball's over the sideline there to be thrown in here. Umpire young Zach McPherson throws it in there, son of Christian McPherson. Matty Hamlin gets on the end of this one. It's gone over the back there. It's on the ground, picked up by no one in particular. Diving for the ball there, but from both sides, and the ball's rushed through for a behind.
Be kicked in from the fullback position there. Elders Wagga Wagga. Big livestock agents in the Riverina, sponsoring the goal at that end of the ground.
Moline brings this in. Kick short to Captain Coach Groves there. Gets it on. So kick along the ground there in front of Hillam. He picks it up, tackled by Sussay. Leading opponent there, tries to pick it up. Players diving in on the ball once again. Picked up by Leeton there, swung around in a tackle there. Play on, says the umpire. Picked up by Mitch Taylor in front of the scorebook. Gets a handball on to Lockie Parker. Swings this one back in, and it's a good kick straight to Ben Walsh there, and over the top he's marked, and he'll have a shot at goal.
Yeah, he measured the kick, and Ben Walsh made really good position there. Perfect kick, and when Ben Walsh, when it's delivered to him like that, that's a very safe pair of hands, and the result is Ben Walsh comes in going to kick for goal on that trusty left foot.
Kicks on its way.
Goal umpire doesn't move, so goal all the way. So the ball will be brought back to the centre, and we might just mention that, John Banson's son there, funeral directors, are also good sponsors of the Lions. I keep saying it, we don't want to see those people, but they are a necessity in life, unfortunately. So, the Lions progress. The Lions 1-2-8, and the Leeton Whitten Crows haven't opened their scoring account yet.
Ben Walsh playing up at centre-half forward today. He moved to centre-half forward in the third quarter last week and finished the game in the ruck.
Ben will love that opportunity, Andrew.
Yeah. Plays wherever he's needed. He's a good player to put in a number of positions. Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck again here. Drysborough wins that tap on that occasion. Down to Jesse Lander, can't pick it up. Diving through is Tommy Anderson. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle, and players diving in on the ball, and it'll be a ball up.
Also, I'll be keen to put that form back on the board, Andrew, after the injury. Like, he was playing well up until he got injured.
Yeah, he's just rested the last couple of weeks, and back in the side again today. Big, strong tackle once again there. This ball's not going far. Be another throw up.
Plenty of endeavour shown by both sides.
Drysborough front position, gets a tap away, gathered by Lockie Parker there, on to Aaron Proctor, chips a little left foot kick looking for Taylor. Ball's here on the ground there, tapped forward, picked up by Leeton. They kick this one wide, looking for the Leeton opponent.
I think it might have actually gone out of bounds on the full, but I don't know whether the boundary umpire might have been blindsided under that one, so it'll just be a throw-in, I think. As we wait for the rucks to come together. Olsen and
Drysborough. That ball's on the ground there. Players diving in once again. Wakeman tries to pick it up there, and he's wrapped up in a tackle.
Who are our central umpires today, Andrew? We normally, you know them today?
Not at this stage, okay, Guy. We'll check that out. Gary comes charging through there. The ball's over the sidelines there. And it'll be a throw-in once again.
Throw-in right under the commentary position here at the Gammain Sports Ground. The Olsen and Drysborough again to come in the ruck.
Really good contest between these two senior players. Ball's down, picked up by Aaron Proctor there. Kicked high and forward, grabbed by Mitch Taylor there. Tries to get his hand pass away. On to Jack McKegg, gets a rough kick away. Lockie Parker wraps up his opponent in a tackle, and the ball's over the sidelines there. It'll be a throw-in.
Throw-in there, close to the Cummins Hendricks sign. Good sponsors of the club. Got their home base of the business in Coolaman, but they're spread all through the Riverina.
Walsh and Drysborough on this occasion. The ball's on the ground there. It's a pretty scrappy affair so far, and it's out over the sideline once again. It'll be a throw-in.
Haven't seen a lot of clean football yet. 10 minutes gone in the first quarter here. The breeze reasonably blustery. That's why the play's on this side of the ground at the moment.
Good throw-in on that occasion, and play on, says the umpire there. Another ball up once again.
Get the feeling up that the umpire might like to pay a free kick here shortly if he can find one, see if he can clear this scrimmage.
Good tap there by Drysborough, diving in as Wakeman there. Play on, says the umpire once again. Gary's wrapped up in a tackle and he calls for the ball once again.
So we've played about 3 minutes in front of us here. Only ventured about 40 metres either way.
Grabbed by Hillam there. Rainbird's got this one. Tries to get a hand pass away. Grabbed by Jesse Lander there. Now it's kicked forward by Lockie Parker. Under this is Matt Hamlin. Takes a good chest mark there. Deep in the half-forward flank for the Lions. Plays on. Runs around his opponent there. Kicks this one long and high. Looking for George Alexander under this one. He can't mark it. Charging through is Kai Watts there. He can't grab hold of it. Grabbed by George Alexander. Kicks this one off the side of his boot. It's gone straight up in the air. Hits the ground there. Players diving in for it. Quick kick in the air by Luke Walsh. Gabbed by Cry Watts there. Kicks this one in back short. Looking for Mitch Taylor and finds him right in front of goal, 30 metres out. Very scrappy guy, but...
Yeah. This might steady the Lions a little bit as he's going to come back and have a deliberate shot. He's probably got a kick from 35. The breeze is coming across the right side of his body, but that won't worry him. He'll just start the ball a little bit right and perfect position to kick a goal. Dry ball. He comes in on his left foot, and the goal umpire, no, he might have overcorrected. He's favoured the point post on the right hand side, so he might have over allowed for the wind and didn't get enough height in it, and the result one behind, be kicked in by the Crows.
Thomas Malone at the ball here. Send this one in, looking for Drysborough wide and almost takes a mark. Play on, says the umpire. Gets a hand pass back inside for Rainbird. Gets his kick away. Picked up by Leeton there. Gets a hospital hand pass back inside to Wakeman. He takes it. Back to O'Gary. Plenty of run here from Leeton. Send this ball forward, looking for young Ryan all on his own out here in this half-forward flank. Runs on, has a shot at goal, and he's kicked it, I think.
I think he showed him how to do it, Andrew.
Good ball movement by Leeton on that occasion, from goal to goal.
I stand to be corrected, but Leeton, it might only be their second entry into their 50, and they've taken it in and scored a goal. So they've showed the Lions how to move the ball cleanly into their and that young fella there, he had space and he finished it off nicely. So the Crows are on the board now. The Lions 1-3-9. Leeton Witten Crows 1 goal straight. I wonder, Andrew, if the Crows can kick as straight as the Demons did last week.
Yeah, certainly.
Probably won't see that again.
Colin Gully last week, 14 goals straight. Yeah, it was a very good effort. Drysborough wins that tap down, gathered by Jesse Lander. Spilt there by Luke Walsh. Chips one over the top there, looking for Shannon Butterfield, who's coming to the side today. A very good form in the twos for the Lions. Gathers this one in, sends it in forward. And good pass, although it was a floating pass. It's hit Ben Walsh right on the chest and chips this one short, looking for Matt Hamlin, who takes a good strong mark. Plenty of pressure from his Leeton opponent there, but he's marked the ball and he'll go back and take a shot. It's only 15 metres out, Guy.
Yeah, it's come off, but possibly, if well, I'm not the coach, but if you've got a spearhead in George Alexander, I think you'd be encouraging to Matt Hamlin has converted that. He's taken that mark. He did land on the ground a little bit heavy, and he's converted to a.
Yep. It's good to see your midfielders kick a few goals, and that's Matty's first for the day. Been in very good form. Best on-ground performance last week against the Gully Demons. He'll be looking to continue that again today.
Yeah, he's very consistent. So we wait for the ball to be balled up in the centre after that goal. The Lions, 2 goals, 3, 15, Crows, 1 straight goal.
Sean Foley in the ruck on that occasion for the Lions there. Won by Drasborough. The ball's gone back towards Leeton's half-forward line, but gathered by Seb Hamlin on that occasion. Kick forward by Kirk Mann. It's a wobbly old kick looking for Ben Walsh, who's taken his 3rd mark for the game so far. He'll go back and send this one long, looking for Olsen, who's deep. Chip short and found Kai Watts. Very patient there with his entry into the forward line, and Kai Watts will have a shot on goal 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
I think Ben Walsh is relishing that opportunity to back in the forward line for this game. He's in everything at the moment. We're looking right over Kai Watts. We're looking right behind him with the camera. And
that's where his body was facing, but it's a good mark to Olsen, deep in the pocket there.
Yep.
Though he's going to try a check side here or run around on his left. I've never seen him kick on his left, but we'll see what he's going to do here, Guy. I think he's just going to go back for the traditional drop punt. Very tight angle.
Also is pretty confident as he comes in. And the goal umpire doesn't move. So that tells us the story. Straight over the goal umpire's head. I like the way also just went back, Andrew, and he just... all he had in his mind was he was going to kick a goal with that ball. So yep. That's a good...
Didn't have to show us anything fancy for a big fella.
He doesn't need to run around the mark. So good work there from also.
So Lions just getting on top here in the last 5 minutes. There's always danger that they'd let a bit of complacency set in, but they need to work at it. And it's a good start.
I guess, Andrew, a lot of the players that have come in realise they've got to perform, otherwise they'll lose their spot. There's pressure on. That's what happens when you've got numbers at your club. You need pressure on those spots, don't you?
Yes, the Twos had a very good win today. Quite a few good players in the reserves today. Ball comes down, picked up by Ryan Dunn for Leeton. Hand pass back into Drysborough, back to Ryan Dunn there. Gets a left foot kick long into the forward line. Under this is Kirk Mann for the Lions. Takes a good mark. In defence, looks to switch here. Out to Zach Forostenko, who he can play on here. He's got Jesse Lander wide. Chips one over the top. It's going to bounce on the ground. Dodges around his opponent. Back inside. Kicks this one forward, but he's picked out a Leeton opponent in Rainbird there, and he takes a good mark in front of Ben Walsh. Leeton look to set up here once again.
Gutsy mark by the Leeton player there.
Kicks across ground and finds Drysborough. Chips one over the top. Looking for his Leeton opponent there, teammate. In young Maham there. Kicks this one wide. Picked up by Hillam there. Tries to get around on his right foot. Hand pass smothered there by Matt Foley. Gathers by Foley, does a check side kick back inside, looking for Alexander, but can't mark this one, and picked up by Moline there, takes a chest mark in front. Leeton look to send this one in, chips one short. dropped there and over the sidelines by Captain Coach Groves. And there'll be a throw in there on the far side, Guy.
Throw in there. Gammain Bakery, great sponsors of the club. We talk about it every week, and they supply the canteen here with the pies and sausage rolls. Not only our canteen, but nearly length and breadth of the league, I think. So they're a good opportunity for get down there and support the bakery through the week.
Ball coming backwards here for Leeton. They control this one. Kicks wide, looking for Drysborough, and it's over the sidelines once again.
We'll get a throw in out there in front of the DJ's tyres. David Jones out there at Bowman. He's a good fellow to do business with. I've told you that before. Had dealings with him this week actually with a bit of tyre issue.
Sean Foley and Drysborough on the ruck there, gathered by Tom Anderson, gets a rough kick forward. Almost marked there by Hallam, picked up by Ben Walsh. Hand pass off to Jack McKeag, chips this one looking for Alexander in front here. Over the back is Wakeman there, almost marked it. Gets his hand pass out, finds Rainbird, chips this one looking for Drysborough. Over the top of Sean Foley there. He overruns the balls, tapped back inside there, picked up by O'Gary, back to Drysborough. Back to Groves, sends this one in long, over the top there. And it's rolled over the sidelines into the forward pocket there for Leeton.
So the throw in will be thrown. It'll be thrown in out there. So if you're wondering why I don't call all the signs, well, some people have relinquished their sign. They haven't wished to go on with it. So we'll get visuals of their sign, but they won't get a verbal ad. So if you're wondering why so I do my best to call the ones that have paid up. So that's a little bit of an explanation of what happens there.
Good tackle by Seb Hamlin there. Ball up in front of the Leeton Witten goals. 30 metres out. Foley and Boots in the ruck on this occasion. Ball hits the ground. Kicked forward by Leeton there. Picked up by Marn. Fumbling. Grabbed there by Proctor. On to Jack Sussay. Dodges around one opponent. Gets a hand pass out to Matt Hamlin. Lions going backwards here. Picked up by Aaron Proctor. Gets a little left foot chip inside and finds Jack Sussay, who just holds it up there across half back. Switches play now across, looking for Josh Walsh. Gets a hand pass on to Zach Forostenko. Goes to give it back to Josh Walsh. Then he does. Over the top. Back inside, looking for Matt Foley, who marks in the centre of the ground there. Looks to take it forward to Aaron Proctor, who marks it in the centre of the ground. Lions working this one forward with little short passes. Finds Jack McKeag there just shy of centre half forward. Runs around on his right foot there looking for George Alexander. He's bumped out of the way and the umpire's deemed he's pushed in the back and he'll have a shot at goal about 45 metres out, Guy.
Yeah, it's pretty blatant, that one. Yeah, I don't think the Crows can complain about that one. It was pretty obvious. Umpires protect the back area of the player now. So that's good to see. So he's going to kick from, he'll probably near kick from the 50. A little bit of a cross, yeah, well, there's a cross breeze, but that won't worry him, I don't think. I think he'll make that distance.
Coming in. He's kicked 24-1 so far this year. Kick's on its way. It's going to fall short. Almost marked by Ben Walsh. He gets a kick around the corner there and he's threaded the eye of the needle and kicked a goal.
Ben Walsh brought the ball to ground and he thought, well, I'm not giving this off to a rover. I'm good enough. He'll just give it a bit of a poke with his left foot. And that's what he did. So a goal to Ben Walsh. He's very busy early in the game. Takes the Lions to 4 goals, 3-27, and the Crows 1 straight goal with 20 minutes gone in the quarter. And of course, last week with that exciting finish, Andrew, everyone was watching the clock. The clock went a bit further than normally does, but it was a high scoring game and a few stoppages, so that added to the time on.
Sean Foley gathers a clearance on this occasion out of the ruck. On to Matty Hamlin, he's wrapped up in a tackle there. Wakeman tries to break a tackle. Good, strong tackle there by Sean Foley, and the umpire says, give it to me. No prior, and he'll ball it up. Drysborough taps this one down, charging through as O'Gary there, can't pick it up, dives in on the ball as Foley, and the umpire will ask once again for another ball up.
So just the 2 Foley boys in the side today, with Dan out with that hamstring, is it, Andrew?
That's correct. Matt across half back, Sean in the ruck. Gathered by Matt then, back to his brother Sean, he can't grab hold of it, charging through as O'Gary, he can't pick it up. Good tackle by Mitch Taylor there, ball's knocked free. Drysborough tries to get this one away, but he's wrapped up in another strong tackle. A lot of pressure out there around the clinches. Lions will be looking to break this one free.
Crows desperate to get a goal before quarter time.
Ball comes to Mitch Taylor, gets his hand pass back to Matty Hamlin. Little chip kick, doesn't go anywhere in particular. On to Lockie Parker. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by his leading opponent.
Might have been a little bit of lack of talk there, Andrew. He's under
Turner.
pressure. Yep.
He'll get the kick. Chips this one short. Under this is Matty Hamlin though. Play on, says the umpire. He breaks clear of his tackle. Chips this one out, looking for Ulster. It's an half forward. Takes a good strong mark in front of Maham. Goes to play on, has to kick around. His kick's half smothered. Racing out the ball is Connor Krebser. He's got 10 metres on his opponent. Has to come back on his left foot. Gets a hand pass over the top to Jack Sasse. He's almost wrapped up in a tackle. Gets his hand pass away to Connor Krebser. Over the top to Olsen. Gets a click long, looking down for George Alexander, who's marked it in the pocket for the Lions.
George Alexander played on and poked it through, Andrew.
Yep.
So, yeah, good ball movement from the Lions there, and not very little the Crows could do about that. The Lions, they looked like they might have stuffed it up across the centre there, but they were able to recover with numbers. Jack Sasse started again pretty good from that good game last week, Andrew.
Yeah, he had a very good game last week, Jack, and he's continued on the good form again today across half back there, gaining in confidence after having that late start to the year with a back injury. Olsen back into the ruck here. Leighton still applying plenty of pressure. It's not a free-flowing game. Good tussle in the ruck there, and Gary clears it out of the centre on this occasion, but it's well marked or dropped by Josh Walsh there coming out from full-back. And he's wrapped up in a tackle and caught there by his Leighton opponent. Good pressure there. And he'll go back and have a kick. Young Mahone.
Andrew, you called that mark because Josh would 95, 99 times out of 100 when he's got a little bit of a break like that, he would mark that ball. But anyway, not today. His opponent just got a little bit the better of him in that tussle. So he's going to come in. He's going to kick on his left foot at the Waterview Street end of the ground, and it's a good kick. Very good.
Goal to Leighton.
Very good kick. The goal umpire doesn't move, and so that gives the Crows their second goal right on the 25-minute mark of the first quarter here at the Gammain Sports Ground. So we wait for the ball to come back to the centre. We've got sponsors down there, Mark Bradley, Plumbing at Coolaman, and the Gammain Bowling Club. There's, if you want to have a game of bowls in Gammain, see John Smith. He'll sort you out, get a game of bowls, whether it's social, male or female.
Olsen wins a tap on that occasion, down to Tommy Anderson, gets his kick away, it bounces through, picked up by Leighton here, charging through, and he's wrapped up in a good tackle there by Connor Krebser.
He was another one with a strong game last week, Andrew.
Yeah, had a very good game, kicks this one long, looking for Alexander, and finds him once again.
The big forward he's a handful for the Crows here. The ball being delivered to him out in front. Puts on a good lead, and you can see him sprinting out with those very colourful boots. He's going to kick from 45. Goal umpire doesn't move, just a little bit to his left, but Alexander was up to the job.
As I said there earlier, he's kicked 25 towards 26-1. One behind so far this season, so he's very, very accurate.
That takes the Lions to 6-3-39. The Crows 2 goals straight, 12. Can't be far off the quarter time hooter now, or siren, or crossed over there. They have hooters in rugby league, don't they, Baz?
I think so.
Yeah.
No one wins that tap on that occasion, but Leighton have been clearing the ball on a number of occasions here. Kick smothered by Marn there, back to Butterfield, hand pass over the top to Jesse Lander. Gets his kick away, he's wrapped up tackle and he drops the ball. It's good tackle by O'Gary. Don't give him an inch, and he's played on and smothered there. Picked up by Olsen, hand pass out to Luke Walsh. Tries to gather this one in, he's having trouble picking it up. He's gathered it in now as he falls forward. Wrapped up in a tackle there. Charging it is Jesse Lander.
So you can see there that the Crows have got a kick and the siren's gone. It's a little bit optimistic. I think he tried to do the old barrel, but he couldn't pull it off on that occasion. So we're going to go to the quarter time break. It sees the Lions 6-3-39. The Crows, good straight kicking, but they've only got 2 goals and 12 points. But Andrew, they've really only been inside their 50 probably 4 times. So they've scored both times, not both times, but they've for the time they've been inside their 50, they haven't done too bad. So
they've been very effective. Yep.
We'll be back with the second quarter.
Yeah, in the earlier games today, Guy, the under-17s had a narrow victory against Leeton Witten Crows, 58-40, and in the reserves it was 140 something to 22.
Big win to the reserves, Andrew. That's good to see. Like we said, that when you've got successful sides, you need that reserve grade side to be firing and put pressure on the spots in the first grade. Keep you honest.
Olsen and Drysborough on the ruck. No one wins it on that occasion, but down to Rainbird, who gets a kick around the corner, looking for Luke Walsh there for the Lions. It's on the ground, kicks this one off the ground, charging through his Groves there. He can't pick it up on this occasion. He's wrapped up in a tackle there by Tommy Anderson, and umpire will throw this up.
Another important day here at the Gamoon Sports Ground. It's Ladies' Day today, so very integral part of the club. Not only lots of netball players there, but lots of volunteers comes out of the ladies.
So if you hear any screaming and yelling, that's what's going on.
Might be a bit of champagne doing the rounds, Andrew.
Yep, another few drinking games. Ryan Dunn has the ball here for Leeton on the wing. He chips this one forward looking for young Patel, and it goes over the sidelines, and there'll be a throw in there in front of the ladies.
Ag and Vet there, good sponsors of the Lions down there in Waterview Street, Ganmain, and also got that store down at Grong Grong and other stores in the Riverina, but that predominantly covers the farming ground in the Lions territory.
Drysborough wins a tap there, but it goes to no one in particular, and it's another ball up there. Olsen uses his body, gets a palm down there to Aaron Proctor. Tommy Anderson ducks under that one and deemed to be high there, and it's a free kick to Tom Anderson. Looks to switch this ball across, looking for Matt Foley on his own across half back there. Can play on, send this one in long, looking for Jesse Lander. It's gone over the top, gone through his hands, gathered by Moline there. Strong back there in defence, gets his hand pass away. Ball's coming wide. Drysborough tries to mark this one over the top there. Can't hold on. Charging through is Matty Hamlin there. Chips a little short one and fires his mate in Kai Watts there, who swings around on his left and swings this one wide, looking for Ben Walsh. Punch clear there by Horton. Gathered by Ben Walsh. Back inside to Alexander. He's wrapped up in a tackle there by his opponent. Picked up by Mitch Taylor. Chips one over the top there and finds Lockie Parker. Not 15, calls the umpire, and it's a ball up.
Matt Hamlin, ever the opportunist, intercepted that ball, Andrew, and took the Lions inside 50, and that's where it still is. They're 40 out from goal, and they'll be desperate to keep scoring in this quarter. Sam Martin gave the Lions a pretty good talking to at quarter time.
Yeah, had plenty to say. Leeton clear this ball out of defence there, picked up by young Purtell, ducks under his opponent there, and Seb Hamlin. Hand pass hits the ground there, wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Aaron Proctor on that occasion, and the ball will be thrown up there on that far wing. Lions will be looking to get better value out of their forward 50 entries. Matty Hamlin gains this one, hand passes back to his cousins, Tommy Anderson on that occasion, back to Seb Hamlin. His kick smothered, picked up by Leeton there, by Wakeman. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Play on, says the umpire. Out to Rainbird, gets a hand pass over the top to Groves. Chips this one in long, looking for Hillam over the top of Jack Sussay, and the ball rolls towards the sideline there, and it's out of bounds.
Out of bounds in front of the Michael McCormack, the Riverina MP, going for re-election today. Big day of democracy in Australia today.
Ball's thrown in there. Olsen and Boots on this occasion grabbed out of the ruck by Olsen, gets his hand pass away, and deemed a throw, and it'll be a free kick here to Leeton. Groves will take the kick, have a shot on goal.
He's probably going to kick from 45, Andrew. Very little angle, just a little bit off. probably about 45 degrees perhaps, but wind's coming over his right shoulder.
Yeah,
He's just got to allow
distance
for it.
shouldn't be a trouble, Guy.
He skips in, going to be a drop punt on his right foot. Goal umpire likes it.
They're just hanging in there, Leighton. They're chipping away at it.
That might be what Sam Martin was lecturing his players about at quarter time, Andrew. It just when they take it in, they haven't been capitalising on their entries into inside 50. The Lions 6-3-39, and the Crows 3 straight goals 18. So the Crows have taken on the straight kicking this week, Andrew.
Yeah, my word. Very strong contingency in the centre bounce there for Leighton, Wakeman, O'Gary, Rainbird and Drysborough. Drysborough wins a tap on that occasion, down to O'Gary. Kicks this one long and high, and over the top is Boots there, and
yeah, good grab.
He'll line up in exactly the same position as the last goal kicked by Groves.
Yeah, you can see there he's didn't take his eyes off it the whole time. It left the boot from out of the centre clearance there. He's going to kick from 45, virtually the same position as the last goal.
In comes Boots. Kicks on its way. And it's another goal to Leighton. That's 2 in a row.
Good start in the second quarter by the Crows. Really good start. So we wait for the ball to come back to the centre there, and also down there, sponsors of Alan Harris McDonald from Wagga Wagga. So Sam Martin won't be happy with that start in the first 5 minutes.
Good start by Leighton. Start of this second quarter. The Lions just a little bit complacent at the moment. Need to lift their game. Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck. Drysborough gets up higher. Ball's on the ground there. Picked up by Tom Anderson. Gets his hand pass smothered by Rainbird. Ball's on the ground once again. Picked up by Leighton there. Charging through is Jesse Lander. Gathers this one in. Gets his hand pass smothered. Picked up by Groves there. Out to Drysborough. Leighton clear this ball here through Rainbird. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Play on, says the umpire. And it's holding the ball. The umpire will call for a ball up.
Good pressure from the Lions.
Umpire's
on that occasion,
this
but
one flow.
Not favoured with any free kicks at the moment.
Olsen gets front position. Taps it down. Gathered by Lander. On to Matty Hamlin. Kicks this one high. Bounces in front of Krebser here. Gathers it in on his left, swings around on his left, chips this one over the top, looking for Jack McKegg there, goes through his hands there, picked up by Harm, over the top of Aaron Proctor there, picked up by Horton, he gathers this one, tries to break around a tackle, gets his hand pass away, gathered by Aaron Proctor, he's slung around, picked up by Tom Anderson, ball's picked up by Horton, clears this ball, high, and marked there by Boots in front of Foley, plays on, swings this one wide, looking for Mahome in front of Josh Walsh. No one can take the mark, gathered in by Mahome, gets his hand pass back to Groves. He can't pick it up, it's at his feet. And wrapped up in a strong tackle there is Matty Hamlin. Play on, says the umpire. Leighton get possession once again, back inside to Seb Hamlin, back to Kirk Mahon, chips this one over the top to Connor Krebser. Ball's going to bounce in front of him, gathers it in, he's going to have to go back on his left foot. Swings this back inside, looking for Mahon again. He's gathered and takes a mark. Chips this one back in field to numbers there for the Lions. Take him to Tommy Anderson. On to Matt Foley here. Looks to send this one in long and low and looking for George Alexander. That's much better movement by the Lions, and he'll line up for goal about 45 metres out.
Well, Andrew called it. It's movement, delivery and the finish from a good lead. So that's all Sam Martin would be asking for, to that delivery through the centre, clean, no fumbles, strong lead. And he's going to kick from the 50 line.
This one's gone high, and it's drifted to the... No, it's straight again. No, it's a behind. He's called it a behind.
A little bit of momentary indecision there from the goal umpire, but it must have been... he watched it right till the death knock. So one behind's a result there. So the...
Moline chips this one in, looking for... his latent teammate there in Bradshaw. Taking this mark deep in the pocket. Kicks this one long and high, looking for Cullen. Under this is Mahon, and he takes a good mark in front. Chips one over the top and finds Tommy Anderson. Pinpoint part there from Mahon, and He's 50 metres out, chips one over the top to Jack McKegg, a little bit closer to goal there. He'll go back and he's 40 metres out on a very tight angle. He'll be looking to chop over the top again to Matty Hamlin. Lions unmarked there, 3 little short kicks in a row and advance forward there.
Crows supporters will be a little bit disappointed about their checking their players there. That was just a little bit easy when you probably thought the player was going to go back and take a kick, but Tom Anderson's doing everything he can, Andrew, to fire the Lions out of the centre. He was involved in that setup.
Yeah, Matty Hamlin's kick on its way and it looks good off the boot. It's curled back around with the breeze and it's a goal for Matt Hamlin. That's his second. A good reply from the Lions.
So that'll take the Lions to 7 goals 46, and the Crows still haven't. Well, they've kicked 4 straight. So good kicking from the Crows. They've come out this quarter firing, going pretty well. So the Lions will be looking to build now, continue to finish the quarter. Only 10 minutes gone though, and some changes, rotations being affected.
Marn's been very good in defence for the Lions there so far today. It's a real even contest in the centre. Olsen taps that one down at his feet there. Kicked off the ground by Jesse Lander. Charging at it is Connor Krebser. Picked up by Wakeman there. He can't take hold of it. And it's going to be another ball up.
Pretty strong game from Jesse Lander so far, Andrew. He's throwing himself at it.
Yeah, he's leading by example there. Showing a bit of intent. Olsen and Drysborough on the ruck. It's a tussle there. Tapped out to Zach Forostenko there. Gets his kick away, but it's spilt there by Horton. Picked up by Jack McKegg. On to Ben Walsh there with his left foot. Has a shot at goal here. And it's kicked through for Ben Walsh. It's a goal.
The Lions have made the Crows pay with that little fumble. He didn't complete the mark, the Leeton guy on that occasion, and the Lions swooped on it and finished it with a goal. So they're putting a little bit of back-to-back play together now. They're finding a bit of form inside their 50.
Kirk Marn's come up to the wing. Mitch Taylor to the half-back flank.
We wait for the ball to come back to the centre. The Lions 8-4, 52. Crows 4 goals straight, 24.
Olsen and Drysborough have been a real contest between these two in the ruck so far. 2 premier ruckmen of the league. Olsen wins a tap on that occasion. Down to no one in particular. Picked up by Tommy Anderson. Gets a hand pass out wide to no one. Wrapped up in a tackle there is Mitch Taylor. Gets one over the top to Aaron Proctor. Chips this one back inside at the feet of Tommy Anderson. Picked up by Marn. On to Tommy Anderson charging through. Kicks this one downfield out wide. He finds Kai Watts. 50 metres from goal. Sends this one in long and high under this Alexander. Comes out and uses the body well and takes a good strong mark in front of Thomas Moline there. He'll go back and have a shot at goal. 15 metres out, straight in front.
Outbodied his opponent on that occasion, Alexander. Once again, good delivery. He knew that Kai Watts was going to be good enough to deliver the ball. He comes in. And never in doubt, straight over the goal umpire's head. So he adds to that tally that you're talking about, Andrew.
Yeah, it's another goal to George Alexander. 3rd or 4th for the game so far.
And
3 goals.
Great conversion ratio too.
Yeah, very efficient with his goal kicking at the moment.
Mentioned a number of times that when it's delivered, low and to the player, it's very hard for the opponent against a good forward like on that occasion.
Olsen stays down on this occasion. The ball's bounced in front of Drysborough. Good tackle there by Aaron Proctor. Picked up by Luke Walsh. Out to Kirk Marn. Over the top to Jesse Lander there. Chips one over the top to a free Connor Krebser. He can run on with this one. He can have a shot at goal. Sends it on its way. It's a good kick. And it's through. Good goal to Connor Krebser.
He's having a good game, Andrew.
Yeah, very good game from Connor Krebser today, the boy from Lockhart.
The Lions have lifted their intensity in clearing from the centre, I think. Might have been probably the message from Sam Martin at quarter time. Andrew said the Rucks are having a good duel, but the Lions they've been able to take it away from those last few ruck contests.
Yeah, the midfielders have lifted their game in there at the moment, Guy. They were getting beaten in that first 10 minutes of this quarter, and Leeton got 2 goals on the board from their clearances. Olsen and Drysborough on the ruck again. No one wins that in particular, but charging through is Aaron Proctor and kicks it downfield. Picked up by Ben Walsh. Hand pass on to Jesse Lander. On to Kai Watts on his wrong side. And he's put this one through on his right foot there, and it's a goal to Kai Watts.
I told you he needs to be running away from the goal and kicking it on his wrong foot. You nearly back him in every time. So, no, good, well played from the Lions. They just, like I said, they lifted their intensity out of the centre and just cut above the Crows. When it's going into the forward line easy like that, it's very hard for the Crows to defend against that. But they've put up a good fight. The Lions 10-5, 55. The Crows 4 straight goals, 24.
Yeah, well, Leeton just going to need to keep their heads up. Just their heads dropped a little bit after that goal. But they clear this one out of the centre through Rainbird onto Drysborough, out to Ryan Dunn there. He fumbles the ball. Charging through is Jesse Lander. He can't pick this one up. Ryan for Leeton picks it up, gets his kick smothered then. Charging through again is Jesse Lander.
Jesse
Kicks
Lander's
rolling
in everything.
forward. Coming through is Cullen. He can't grab hold of it. It's chipped over the top there and at the feet of Mitch Taylor. Charging through there is Leeton opponent there. Snaps this one over the back is Maham. He can't mark this. It's on the ground there in front of Matt Foley. Gathers this one in one hand. Hand passes out there and it's gone over the sidelines there.
We're going to see a throw-in out there in front of the Harris Rule Contracting. Badge and Brian Harris.
Ball in Leeton's forward line.
Leeton love to score while they're down there, Andrew. That'd be a given.
Ball's on the ground there. Up and a tackle is Jack Sussay. Just caught a little bit high there and he'll get the free kick. He'll go back and elects to switch this one over the top there and finds Josh Walsh, in the pocket. Chips it back inside there to Shannon Butterfield. Lions taking the risks there. He's got the ball there inside the 50. Goes wide looking for Sean Foley there. Marks it deep in the pocket for the Lions. Sends this one long and low looking for his brother Matt. Finds him out in front of the scoreboard. Goes to bring this one inside. Finds Kirkman there. Elects to play on here, or has to play on, gets a hand pass to Jack Sussay, back to Kirkman. He's almost wrapped up in a tackle. He is wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says play on. Drysborough picks the ball up, gets a hand pass away there. Charging in is Leeton there through Rainbird, gets a hand pass. Almost tackled by Marn there. Gets his hand pass back to Wakeman, runs around his opponent. Kerbster kicks this one long, looking for Walsh. Boots can't mark this one. Picked up by Seb Hamlin there, chips one short and finds Sean Foley.
Good pressure from the Crows, Andrew, to fight and get that ball down there, even though the Lions have got it again now.
Mitch Taylor takes this one in the centre of the ground. Hand pass on to Kirkman. Back to Mitch Taylor. On his wrong side there, dribbles this one forward. It's gone through the hands of a number of players there. Charging through is Jesse Lander, picked up by Ryan Dunn for Leeton there, kicks wide, out in front of Lockie Parker and Thomas Moline there. It's a race for the ball there. He gathers it in, gets a hand pass off to Zach Forostenko, tries to take his opponent on, gets around him, hooks this one back in looking for George Alexander, but it's marked by Maham there for Leeton. Plays on, gets out wide looking for Drysborough, all on his own there, gathers this one in, hand pass back to Groves, back to Wakeman. Leeton looking to clear this ball out of the fence, kicks this one long and wide looking for Boots. Out in front of the scoreboard there for Leeton, takes a mark. Held up by the Lions here. Plays on now, round his man on the mark, chips it in long and short and finds Hillam unattended there, 40 metres out from goal.
It's only a little fella, we'll see what he's got. He's going to have to kick from just inside the 50 when he goes to unload. Breeze, not an issue. 45-degree angle. He trots in, right foot. Didn't land all that nicely on his foot and the umpire signals out of bounds on the full.
Out on the full on that occasion, yep.
That's how it landed on his foot, unfortunately. He probably just tried to give it that little bit of extra oomph and results out of bounds. So it'll be
kicked in by Josh Walsh. Chips one over the top there and finds Sean Foley. deep in that pocket. Hand passes one over the top to Mitch Taylor there. Back inside, but his hand pass is smothered. Tackles O'Gary there. And the umpire's deemed he tackled him high. It's a free kick to O'Gary in front of the scoreboard there.
Important little stat out there. The Crows smothered and were able to force a turnover.
Comes back into the centre of the ground there to Wakeman. Leeton looking to set this up. Lions with numbers back in defence. Clogging up the holes there. Lex to play on there. Sends this one right into the hot spot there. Under this is Cohelli. It's gone over the top there to Forostenko. Gets his hand pass away there. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Forostenko, back to Matt Hamlin, back to Kirkman, back to Matt Hamlin. Rogers around a couple of players, kicks it back to Luke Walsh in the goal square there. He can play on and take it out the other side of the scoreboard. Ball's fallen short. Running around is Groves there, and he runs this one back in, kicks it long, looking for Cohelli there. The ball's bounced on the ground and kicked through by Ryan. It's another goal to Leeton. That's their fourth for the quarter as a guy, a third for the quarter.
Yeah, they're making the best of their entries. That goal had been coming for quite a few minutes. They fought that stopped the Lions taking it across the centre, and there was some very good efforts out there in front of the scoreboard. Some real good defending from the forwards there for the Crows. The Lions couldn't get it away, and they forced the turnover, and the Crows player took it off the pack when it was booted in, and the result's a goal. So the Lions 10-4-64, the Crows 5 straight 30. Something about these opposition clubs, Andrew, with their straight kicking?
Yeah, so Ben Walsh has moved back in defence there just to shore up the Lions' control across there.
20 minutes gone, so
no one can clear this one from the centre there as players get to their feet, bodies everywhere.
Sam Martin be sending out the runner, willing his players to finish the quarter the way they started it, with a little bit more intent.
So Drysborough taps that one down, charging through as Drysborough gathers his tap. Kirkman gathers this one and gets a hand pass away, charging through as O'Gary now, kicks this one long and high, out to the wing there, underneath it is Matty Hamlin, takes a mark. Chips this over the top there, looking for Jack McKeag. He can't mark. The ball's on the ground, picked up by Connor Krebs. Chips this one over the top, looking for Lockie Parker. Takes a mark on the 50 there, swings around, sends this one high. Olsen underneath this one, can't hold the mark. Gathered in by Kai Watts one-handed, then swings back around on his left. But the ball's gonna be marked on the goal line there by Rainbird. Chips this one over the top there and finds Drysborough. Having a very good game for Leeton. He looks to play on here, gets a hand pass over the top to Ryan Dunn. He's almost tackled by Watts. Back to Rainbird. He tries to get it clear. Back to Dunn. He breaks his tackle. Chips this one backwards towards Grove. Leeton going backwards to go forwards. They switch this one across, looking for Maloon. He gathers this one in over the top to his Leeton teammate there. Chips this one long and low, but underneath this one is Ben Walsh for the Lions there, and his customary roll across half back. Takes the mark, looks to come up the centre of the ground, finds Shannon Butterfield just shy of centre half forward. Looks to kick this one long and low. Under this is George Alexander, punched by Moline there. Down to the feet of Krebser there. Gary charges for this one, kicks it off the ground there, picked up by Lockie Parker, sends this one back in again. It's a high kick, under it is Olsen and Drysborough. No one can mark, it's gone over the back and through for a behind.
"23 minutes gone, so the Lions would be desperate to keep it in their 50 and get a goal before half-time.
Moline brings this one in short, finds O'Gary. Leeton's experienced players have had a big hand in the game so far today. Kicks this one wide, looking for Groves, the coach. Kicks it wide, finding Cohelli out in the far back flank for Leeton. Kicks this one long and low. Can't be gathered in by Wakeman. Picked up by Aaron Proctor. Back to Ben Walsh. Back to Matty Hamlin. Dodges around his opponent. Takes a bounce. Chips it in short, looking for Krebser deep for the Lions there. Sends this one in long and high. Under it is Alexander and Olsen. Olsen can't mark. Taps it down to Jack McKeag. Swings this one around high. Underneath it is Watts. And it's punched through for a behind for the Lions.
Opportunity there for the tall timber for the Lions, but the Crows were up to the task and
Yeah, up to the task there with those high ones. The Drysborough getting back deep in defence. Leeton got the Lions covered with that one.
Lions certainly haven't got it on their own terms.
Moline brings this one in. Finds Groves short in the pocket. Lot like last week, Guy, when Gully got numbers back and the Lions kept bombing in instead of lowering the eyes, looking for those other options.
Yep.
Dunn marks this in the flank there in front of Watts. Goes to kick short, looking for O'Gary. And the umpire's calling for out on the full, but it's deemed a mark for O'Gary. He plays on. Olsen cuts this off and it's tumbled over the sideline for a throw in front of the Ganmain box.
Nearly 25 minutes gone. The Lions are desperate to take it out of this ruck contest and get a goal before half time. They sort of came out firing, Andrew, but the Crows really lifted and stemmed the line.
Ball's thrown in and the umpire's asking it to be thrown in again.
Yep. Again, it'll be Olsen and Drysborough. That's a better
ball's
throw.
thrown high. Olsen wins it out this time over the back there. The ball's on the ground, picked up by O'Gary. Gets his kick away to no one in particular. And it's a free kick to Aaron Proctor for a high tackle there. And take the kick for the Lions on the wing here.
Opportunity here for the Lions to go inside their 50 before the half-time break.
Brings it inside to Mitch Taylor. Kicks one long and low. Hits the ground. Gathered in by Matty Hamlin there. And it's a goal for the Lions. Persistent pays.
Matty Hamlin always lurking. A little bit quiet in the opening minutes, but he's stepped into the game halfway through the first quarter and had a fairly big influence on the game in this quarter, Andrew. So
yep,
that's what we come to expect from Matty Hamlin, and just was able to gather that ball with a couple of steps and kick a goal.
So it's 5 goals for the Lions for the quarter, 3 to Leeton. They haven't gone away.
No, good pressure from the Crows. Might be better than what their ladder position indicates. They're having a red hot go here against the Lions at the Lions home ground. The Lions 11-6-72, Crows 5 straight goals 30.
Drysborough wins the ruck on that occasion, but picked up by Aaron Proctor. His hand pass is smothered there, gathered by Matty Hamlin. Gets a kick, tumbling kick forward there, and it's bounced out wide, picked up by Leeton there in Mahone. He chips one over the top there, looking for Cohelli, but it's in front is Mitch Taylor there. He gathers the ball in, gets a hand pass off to Aaron Proctor. He's almost wrapped up in a tackle, back to Jack McKeag. Chips one over the top there, looking for Alexander. Can't mark this one, tries to pick it up. The ball's on the ground there. Picked up by no one in particular there. Shoved off it is Lockie Parker, and the umpire's going to call a ball up there right in front of the Lions goals.
Alexander being close checked by the Crows, which you would expect.
Yeah, there's a lot of holding on there, but he's punched that one down, picked up by Leeton there. Ball's cleared here, looking for Drysborough. Under this one is Connor Krebser, and it's a...
I think it'll be a free kick to the little fella out there.
Is it? I think it's Connor Krebser there, yep. Free kick to Connor Krebser, 40 metres out.
He's racked up quite a few possessions on that far half-forward flank this quarter, Andrew, and he'd love to get a goal here right on the cusp of half-time.
He's got to go back and take his kick after that heavy knock.
He's usually a pretty good kick too.
He's going to have to kick it from 50.
Comes in on his left foot.
Ball's going to fall short, is it?
Yeah, offhand.
Touched on the line.
So half-time here at the Ganmain Sports Ground. The Lions 11-7-73. The Crows 5 straight goals 30. But probably the scoreboard, Andrew, is not doing, the game's a little bit better than what the scoreboard suggests. The Lions under a fair bit of pressure at times there, and they've put a few goals on that quarter, but they certainly haven't had it all their own way.
No, it's been a good tussle there at the moment. It's good pressure from Leeton, and they're still in this game. Another half a footy to go here. The Lions just not on terms today. They're just struggling a bit with their consistency.
We'll be back with the third quarter. So we're back now for the third quarter after the half-time break. Andrew, you've been in the sheds. What's the story? What was the message from Sam Martin at half-time for the Lions?
The message from Sam at half-time was for the Lions to improve their skills, get back to playing how they play, and Leeton's kicked a couple of goals through their zone there, so they need to tighten up in that area. But just get their skills back on track. There's been a bit of fumbling and a bit of ball spillage.
Yeah, Lions not under any pressure to lose the game. You would say, just looking at the scoreboard, the Lions 12-7, 79, the Crows 5 straight goals. But Sam Martin would be keen for the Lions to get back to that linking sort of a play that they demonstrate, and to score when they nearly expected to score when they go inside their 50. A little bit of news from the committee, Andrew. I think I see on the Facebook page that the 7th of August was an important date for people to put in their calendars, with that 40th reunion game for the 40th year of the amalgamation of the Gammang Grongrong Madong side.
That's correct, Guy. Yeah, 40 years since Gammang Grongrong Madong amalgamated together, and see the Lions playing with their heritage jumpers this year, and they'll look to celebrate on that day. 40 years of combination together, so anyone from those 40 years is quite welcome to return that weekend.
You don't have to be a player. You can be a spectator. You can be someone that's sold their farm or moved away or whatever. If you've supported any over the years and come back and enjoy that weekend, you'll be most welcome.
The start of the third quarter here, Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck there. No one wins it on at occasion. The ball's on the ground there. Olsen tries to pick it up. He's shoved forward there, kicked off the ground there by the Lions. It's at the feet of Matt Foley there, wraps up his Leeton opponent there in a good tackle, and the umpire will ball it up there at centre-half forward. Ben Walsh at centre-half back. Matt Foley's moved forward there to centre-half forward. Olsen taps that down, almost gathered there by Leeton, picked up by Rainbird, tries to break through a tackle there. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle from Aaron Proctor there, and the umpire will ball it up. Up they go. Olsen takes this one out of the ruck, kicks this one long and high, looking for Matt Foley there. His opponent's done an injury, swings back around on his left foot, and it's marked by Aaron Proctor there. Kai Watts, and he'll kick this goal for the Lions. Early goal there for the Lions.
So not 2 minutes into the quarter and the Lions have gone into the attack. Yeah, good effort there from Matt Foley. Kicked it on the outside of his left foot and straight into the goal square. Kai Watts was good enough to trap the ball, and his opponent went down, and Kai Watts quickly converted to a goal. So that sees the Lions now 13-7, 85, and the Crows still 5 straight goals, 30.
Drysborough wins that one on occasion. Down to Wakeman, who can't pick it up. Charging through as Aaron Proctor gets a hand pass out to Matty Hamlin. Kicks this one off the ground to Mitch Taylor. Hand pass back to Matty Hamlin there. Chips this one long, looking for Jack McKegg, but almost marked by Mahone there. It's gone over the sideline, and the boundary umpire throw it in.
A little bit of indecision, but I think the umpire's paid a free kick. No, it's going to be throw in. Andrew is right. So
I would have thought the Leeton opponent touched that one first.
In front of the Tasco Fuel lubricant distributors there from Wagga. Quite a few people around the district use those guys for their fuel supplies on farm. Big expense now, Andrew.
My word it is, Guy. Yeah. Young Tex Simons throws that one in there, and the ball's on the ground there, and wrapped up in a tackle is Aaron Proctor there, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Ball's punched clear by Drysborough. Picked up by O'Gary. Gets a kick away here out wide. Looking for Boots. A race for the ball between him and Ben Walsh. He gathers it in just in front of the sideline there. Gets a hand pass over the top. Picked up by young Hillam there. Chips one inside. Looking for Patel. He almost marks this one over the top of Seb Hamlin. Makes a strong tackle there. And the umpire's called for a ball up.
Just can't quite. He must have ruled pushing the back, I think.
Looks like his umpire didn't give much of a signal on that occasion. Groves here's wrapped up and breaks his tackle here and has a shot on goal, and it's through for a behind.
I thought Seb Hamlin was a little bit unlucky there. I thought the tackle was good enough, but the umpire deemed he pushed him in while he was effecting the tackle. So anyway, the result is that the Crows have scored a behind now that they've gone into the inside 50 for the first time in the quarter. As the Lions player here has to field his own ball, the boundary umpire said, well, we're not getting this one, so we wait for him to kick it in.
Jack Susso to bring this one back in for the Lions. Chips this one long and short, looking for Matty Hamlin. Can't mark this one there. Spoiled by Groves. Gets his hand pass away to Luke Walsh. Back to Groves, who gathers this one. Kicks this one high into the hot spot there. Under this is Marn and Maham. Punches this one over the top there. Charging through is Josh Walsh. And it goes over the sidelines there for a throw in.
You're thrown in out there in front of the Coolman Butchery guys. Baz loves them because they're the guys that supplies that supply the meat trays to the club that Baz wins on a Friday night. So
Jed Corbett throws that in for the Lions. Boundary umpire there. Jesse Lander picks this up short, pass into Ben Walsh, onto Jack Sussay, onto Matty Hamlin there. Plenty of run here, takes a bounce there, takes another bounce. Hand passes out wide to Connor Krebser. Kicks this one short, looking for Kai Watts. Ball's on the ground there, charging through is Elite and youngster there, over the top to Drysborough, takes a mark there, the ball's coming back here, kicks this one in high and it's downfield there for a high tackle. Play on, says the umpire. Rainbird chips this one over the top and it'll be a shot on goal here from young Maham there.
So he's going to take this, he'll kick from a little bit at the top of the square, so he'll kick from about 12 metres out. He should be able to slot this through easily. Very little breeze. Takes a skip in on his left foot.
And that's a goal to Leeton. Goal apiece this quarter.
Pretty even this quarter, Andrew. And
yes, a little bit of indisciplined play there from the Lions resulted in a goal to Leeton. Rebounded that ball quickly.
Sam Martin will be looking for the Lions to take it cleanly out of the centre and get a bit better, more constructive delivery to that forward line. Did we find out who the umpires were, Andrew? No.
No, not at this stage, Guy. No, I don't have a record. Olsen and Drysborough. Drysborough gets over the top and taps that one down. Aaron Proctor almost picks it up. Leeton going forward again through young Hillam. This is high. Under this is Ben Walsh and Josh Walsh, but it's a good mark. No mark to Ben Walsh. Play on, says the umpire. Chip over the top to Marn, and it's out on the full there. Free kick to Leeton.
Lions under pressure here. 7 minutes
Kicked in
gone.
field there. Cut off by Jesse Lander by the Lions here. Goes to switch across to Mitch Taylor on that far half-back flank. He's held up. Kicks this one long and wide, looking for Olsen on a big run. Marks it out on the far wing. Tips over the top, looking for Lockie Parker. Just falls short of him. Ball's bounced over his head. Jack Sussay comes charging in. Wrapped up in a tackle there, and the ball's over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in on that far side.
Another good sponsor over there, Stephen Patterson, with his Bobcat hire there from Coolman. And also Cobra Apparel organises that those shirts and caps for the Lions.
Young Hayden Gardner to throw this one in. Throws it high. Olsen and Drysborough under it. Olsen taps it forward there to the feet of O'Geary. Players dive on the ball. It's going to be another ball up.
About 8 minutes gone. The Lions 13-7, 85. The Crows 6-1, 37.
Drysborough and Olsen in the ruck there. Tapped down by Olsen. Picked up by Lockie Parker. Gets his hand pass away there. Aaron Proctor charges through onto Jack Sussay. Onto Kirkman. Kicks this one high. Looking for George Alexander. Falls at his feet. Dropped the ball there. And he's slow to get to his feet there. George Alexander. And the umpire will ball this up. 20 metres out from goal. Ball won by Leeton on that occasion. Attempt to clear it out here to O'Geary. Charging through his young Butters. Wrapped up in a tackle there without the ball, and it'll be free kick to Shannon Butterfield. Go back and send this one back in for the Lions there. Chips this one over the top, looking for Matt Foley. Gone over his head on the sidelines there and forced over there in the pocket with a throw in. Young Zach McPherson will throw this one in.
Hard for the Lions to get a clean go at it. Crows putting plenty of pressure on in their back line.
Jack McKegan, the ruck there, taps forward to Kai Watts there, has a snap on goal, but it's through from behind. Lions struggling to get that free-flowing football going.
Yeah, they just when you think they're going to get their momentum going, Andrew, the Crows can shut them down. So good effort by the Crows.
Ball's brought back in. Ball's coming back to Rainbird in the goal square. Sends this one out looking for Drysborough, but he's it's a fortuitous kick there, and he finds Kai Watts in front of Drysborough, and he'll go back and have a shot for the Lions.
We're right over his shoulder. The camera couldn't be in a better position to see Kai Watts as he comes in and goes to convert this one.
Hooked his last one to the right. He'd be
Yep.
liking this one to go straight through the middle. Comes in, sends on it way. It's going to curl back, and it's through for a goal for the Lions.
Yeah, it looked good from the time it left his boot. That'll take the Lions to 14-8-92. The Crows 5-1, 6-1-37. So, yeah, Sam Martin be keen for the Lions to progress from here, Andrew, and put 3 or 4 more on for the rest of the quarter till we get to 3/4 time.
Yes, Leeton's just hanging in there, not going away. A good performance from him.
Yeah, good pressure from the Crows.
Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck. Drysborough wins it on that occasion, down to Rainbird. He can't pick it up, gathered by Butterfield. Out to his mate Aaron Proctor. Kicks this one over the top and finds Matty Hamlin on the wing there. Takes a good chest mark, plays on quickly, looking for Jack McKeag. Good quick ball movement by the Lions here. Chips this one over the top and finds George Alexander.
Lot better out of the centre that time.
Lot better entry into the forward line on that occasion.
Yep.
And
fast
he'll
and
go back and have a shot at goal. Seems to have bounced back from that last contest where he got to his feet gingerly.
Fast with good, accurate kicks. Terribly hard to defend against as he comes in. Kicks on his right foot. Goal umpire runs to his left and taps his left shoulder. Signals are behind.
Yeah, disappointed on that occasion, George, missing that one.
Looks as though he might have ran a little bit close to the man on the mark, Andrew. And then
certainly did look like that guy, yeah. Got the old Kennedy from West Coast Stutters up.
This goes to show footy's a game of 100% concentration. All the little things count.
So Moline to bring this ball back in for Leeton. He's going to go wide to the scoreboard side. Kick this long, looking for Drysborough, and he takes a good mark out in front of the scoreboard there for Leeton. Chips this one over the top, looking for O'Geary. Marks in front of Ben Walsh. Move back to centre half back in this quarter. Comes back inside to Maham. Comes inside, finds McGilvray. Marks there in front of Matt Foley. Sean Foley on that occasion. Kicks this one long and high. Numbers under this here for Gammain. Seb Hamlin in front, can't mark. Hallam's wrapped up in a tackle. Gets the ball clear and deemed to be caught. Free kick to Kai Watts. Plays on quickly, chips it back inside, looking for Jack McKeag. Hand pass over the top to Ben Walsh. Goes to send this one in long, looking for George Alexander. Ball's going over his head. Bounces back on it, gathers it in, swings around on his right. Kick smothered. Tries to pick it up there, Lockie Parker does. Swings around on his right. Kicks this back and it's gone through behind.
He's overhooked it a little bit there. Easy from here though. Lions. Plenty of attack inside the 50. 15 gone.
Moline brings this in and finds Dunn in the pocket. Swings around on his left, kicks this one high under it is Seb Hamlin. Takes a good mark.
Seb Hamlin set himself for that ball long, just as soon as it left the boot of the player.
Goes to send this one back in. It's gone off the side of his boot and it's out on the full. Unfortunately for the Lions there.
Let off for the Crows there. They'll go to kick it in there. They're looking to set up. Which way will they go?
Ryan Dunn looks to switch his back across to Tom Moline in front of goals there, though. It's gone over his head there. Has to gather this one in. Gets his kick away. Sends this one high out to his leading teammate. Bounced over his head to Tommy Anderson. Picked up by a mark to Matt Hamlin there. Plays on quickly. Kicks this one in looking for George Alexander, and he's bundled over the sidelines for a throw in there in the far forward pocket for the Lions.
Dangerous, Andrew. The Crows thought they could clear it out there, and it only took one little bit of play to come unstuck, and they're under pressure again.
Drysborough and Sean Foley this one. Drysborough with front position, goes to his knees, tapped down to Lockie Parker there, and he's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Ryan Dunn.
Good pressure there from the Crows. Fair, right in the back pocket.
Kicks this one back across goals, looking for Cullen. It's gone over his head there and over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in. Lockie Parker slow to get to his feet. He may have an ankle injury there in the pocket for the Lions. Sean Foley and Drysborough in the ruck. Drysborough gets that front position, taps it down. Jesse Lander misses that one. McGilvray for Leeton picks it up, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Krebser, and the umpire will throw it up.
Not much respite for the Leeton ruckman, Andrew. He's rucks all day.
Rucked all day, Drysborough. Been very good. Wins this one, taps it down to McGilvray. Can't pick it up. Tommy Anderson dives on the ball, and umpire will throw it up once again.
Right on the 50 arc for the Lions. Attacking half forward flank, clubroom side.
Sean Foley and Drysborough. Thumps this one by Drysborough. Down to Kirkman. Gathers this one in. Gets his hand pass away. And the ball's bundled over the sideline once again. And out of bounds.
Be thrown in out there in front of the Cummins-Hendricks sign. You got any issues, get down there and see Kate Carroll in the main street again, Main. She'll sort you out.
Sean Foley taps this one down. Darren Proctor tries to pick it up there. Picked up by Kurt Mann. He's wrapped up in a big strong tackle there by Wakeman for Leeton, and umpire will ball it up once again. This ball's going nowhere at the moment, Guy.
Hard for either side to get a break at the moment, Andrew.
Olsen in the ruck this time. No one can hit it on that occasion. Ball's on the ground there. Picked up by Leeton. Olsen wraps him up in a tackle. Wakeman tries to charge through. Palms off one. Gets his hand pass away there. Picked up by Connor Krebser. Back to Seb Hamlin. Gets a hand pass back to Krebser. Dodges around one. And he's wrapped up in a tackle there. Gets his kick just away, and it's over the sidelines, out of bounds. This game not reaching any great heights at the moment, Guy.
No, the Lions there on the wing there, they're under more pressure than Clive Palmer's belt buckle. Not under any pressure on the scoreboard, but just a lot of pressure coming from the Crows around the ground, which is good to see, Andrew.
Krebser gets a kick forward here, gathered by Rainbird, over the top to Groves there. Back to Ryan, gets his hand pass to Coeli, gets this kick away. It's gone high, close to the boundary line here, and it's gone over the sidelines and out of bounds in front of the Leeton box.
Reached a bit of a sort of a stalemate. 18 gone.
Ball thrown in. Olsen attempts to tap this one over the back. Krebser tries to pick that up. Swung around a tackle. Matt Hamlin gathers it. Switches back inside to Ben Walsh, who's free. Off to Tommy Anderson there. Take a bounce through the centre there. One over the top to Shannon Butterfield. Gets back one around to Tommy Anderson. Chips this one over the top, looking for Jack McKegg in the far pocket. But the ball's punched clear over the sidelines there, and it'll be a throw in.
Throw in there in front of the sports club sign. I think the club's, the social club have got a function at the club tonight, Andrew, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. It's a mock wedding. Players and netballs, mock wedding night.
Did you get a job videoing the mock wedding, Baz?
No.
No. next year.
Leeton under a lot of pressure here in the goal square, and it's hand pass through the goals there, and it'll be a kick in for Leeton.
20 minutes gone. The Lions 15-11, 95.
Moline comes straight up the ground.
37.
Finds Rainbird. Goes wide. Luke Walsh under this one, almost marked by Leeton there. Gathers it in, kicks this one high. Under this is Olsen. And young Patel, the biggest and the smallest on the ground, but marked by Olsen. Gives this one off to Ben Walsh. Kicks it wide, looking for Connor Krebser. Swings around on his trusty left foot. Gets this one long and high, looking for George Alexander. Underneath it is Moline. It's been a good tussle between those two at full back and full forward again today too, Guy.
Yeah, and also Connor Krebser. He's racking up quite a lot of possession. Been very busy. We see the throw in there in front of the Gammane Pharmacy sign.
Sean Foley taps that down to Tommy Anderson. Charges through the pack onto Mitch Taylor. Tries to kick this one around the corner, and it's through from behind.
Lions peppering the behinds.
Only kicked 2 goals for the quarter, and Leeton have kicked the one.
Lions 14-12, 96. Crows 6-1, 37.
Moline to bring this one in. Underneath this is Sean Foley, but over the back is Drysborough. Gets a hand pass quick on O'Gary. Kicks this one long. Underneath is Walsh, and good mark by young Leeton player there in Mahone. Young Mahone, he's going back 50 metres out. Players running back. Looks to pass this one short, but he's kicked it to his man on the mark in Josh Walsh, who plays on over the top to Matt Foley. Kicks this one long. It's a quick reply by the Lions. Down to Tommy Anderson. Breaks his opponent there and kicks this one. It's a wobbly one. In front is George Alexander. Can't hold on to the mark. It's on the ground there. Back to Sean Foley. He's wrapped up in a tackle there and caught with the ball. Free kick to Drysborough.
Bit of an unfortunate turnover there from the Crows. The young Crows fella there, he just miskicked it and the Lions swooped and took it away. But the Crows still defending gallantly.
Ryan goes to run this one out. Ball goes over the top of Josh Walsh's head there. Luke Walsh tries to trap this one. Gone through his feet. Tries to kick it off the ground there. Picked up by young Hillam. Comes back inside to Olsen. Gets a hand pass to Aaron Proctor. He's wrapped up in a good tackle. Quick hand pass on to Seb Hamlin. Kicks this one down long, looking for Kai Watts, who was very quick off the mark there to lead to this one.
He had a look, thought about playing on, but I think he fancied that he'd go back and have a deliberate shot, Andrew.
He kicked the last one from this position, and he do it again.
Kick from 45. Distance won't worry him. No breeze at all. Perfect afternoon for football at Gammane Sports Ground. Comes in on that left foot. No, never looked like it again.
Drifted out to the right, and it's gone over the sidelines and out of bounds.
So throw in out there in the right in the back pocket for the Crows. They'll be looking to defend, take it away so the Lions can't score again this quarter. That'll be easier said than done, of course.
Ball thrown in there. Drysborough swats this one away. Picked up by Matty Hamlin. Just can't quite pick it up, but he's tackled high there, and he'll get a free kick. 35 metres out on a tight angle. He's going to go back and have a shot by the look of it.
Matty Hamlin gets up, holding his head. He's signifying that he did receive a bump in that high bump. Fair enough. Goes back, adjusts his socks. He's going to kick from 40. Comes in on his right foot. Drop punt. Goal umpire likes it. Just takes a couple of steps back. Goal to Matt Hamlin.
He's had a good day this week in front of goals.
He just keeps racking them up, Matt does. 23 minutes gone.
4th goal for the day. That's what you want your midfielders kicking goals, Guy.
Yep. Lions still implementing their rotations. Plenty of time for either side to score before 3/4 time.
Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck once again.
It's a cracked record.
Lions 3 goals so far for the quarter. Leeton 1. Drysborough wins that tap. Down to Shannon Butterfield. Tries to gather it in there. Smothered by his Leeton opponents. Groves can't get his kick away. Gary keeps moving forward. Good, strong tackle by Connor Cresper. The umpire's going to call for a ball up.
I think he thought about penalising the Crows player there, but he decided, he didn't have that long, so he's giving the benefit of the doubt.
Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck. No one wins it on that occasion. Olsen gets a attempt a hand pass away there. Charging through is Gary. Gathers this one. Gets a kick out to Favell. Push in the back there. And Gary's free kick.
Go down, look at the numbers.
Might have got a knee in the back there, I think, Andrew. The way he's
a bit slow to gets his feet, or he's done a hamstring. Either one.
Yeah, he's certainly not happy, and so the umpire's going to stop the game here.
Yep.
Which is fair enough.
May have done a hamstring diving for that ball.
He's clutching
high, hamstring
his
high
right
on his
buttock.
Yep. Or a cork. He might feel it's just a cork.
Yeah.
Going to continue on.
Not coming off.
That's Rainbird to take the free kick. Kicks this one long and high. Sitting under this is Ben Walsh and Josh Walsh. Josh Walsh takes it on this occasion. Beats his brother for that one. And he'll go back and take his kick.
A little bit of lack of talk there between the Lions backmen.
Yep. You're right, Guy. They're just not on their game 100% today. Goes wide here. This is not going to hit a target either. Gathered in by Jack Sussay. Tries to run around his opponent. Gets his kick away. Picked up by Kirkman there. On to Matty Hamlin. Back to Kirkman. Coming through the centre of the ground there. Back to Matty Hamlin. It's keepers off here from the Lions. He's running around in circles now. Breaks away from his opponent. Back to Seb Hamlin. Back to Matty Hamlin. Racking up possessions here. On to Matt Foley. On to Jesse Lander. Back to Matt Foley. Lions have stuffed this one up. The ball's in dispute now in front of that scoreboard. And Leeton have possession now. Get a rough old kick away there. Picked up by Gary. Looks like he's recovered from that knock. Gets his hand pass away to Ryan. Back to Dunn. Leeton looking to send this forward. Under this is Josh Walsh and Maham that takes a good mark from behind. Beat his two opponents there in.
Well, if he converts this, Andrew, the Crows are going to make the Lions pay for that overuse of the ball out there on the wing on the far side. Always looks good till it comes unstuck, of course. 25 gone.
Kicks on its way, but it's off to the side. Through for a behind.
Unfortunate there for the Crows player. He just couldn't convert that, but they probably really earned a goal to be able to bring it. They came direct in from the turning it over, from the Lions turnover out there in front of the scoreboard. So the three-quarter time sees the Lions 15-12, 102. And the Crows will be 6-3, I think, should they be? 6-2. 6-2-38. So we'll be back with the last quarter here at the sports ground. After I think Sam Martin might give them another good talking to, Andrew, at the three-quarter time break about direction and what they might and should do.
Yeah, so there wasn't much improvement from the first half in that quarter from the Lions.
Just waiting for a start here at the last quarter at the Gammain Sports Ground. Ground bathed in sunlight. Beautiful autumn afternoon. Andrew. The game hasn't reached a great spectacle, Andrew, but we might see a little bit in the last quarter, perhaps.
Yep, the Lions will be looking to finish this one off. As Aaron Pocket gets a hand pass to Jacob Olsen, kicks this one high. Matty Hamlin gets a quick hand pass away to Jesse Lander. On to Tommy Anderson. Chips this one over the top, looking for Matt Foley there. Takes a mark, 55 metres out. Swings around on his left foot, looking for George Alexander. Comes in field there, over the top of Seb Hamlin there. Gathered by Shannon Butterfield. Over the top, a hand pass to Matty Hamlin. Coming through is Cullen for Leeton there. The ball's on the ground there. Good strong tackle from Matt Foley. The umpire will call a ball up there.
I suppose we were talking about last week. We were a little bit spoilt with the standard of the game last week, Andrew, but it was a great spectacle.
Drysborough taps this one over the top, gathered by Matt Foley. Tries to get a kick away and it's out over the sidelines there for a throw in deep in that near side forward pocket for the Lions.
Once again, we'll mention the Coolaman Butchery guys.
Matt Foley in the ruck there. Drysborough gets front position, swats this one away. Almost gathered by Matty Hamlin there, and it tackled high there and get a free kick. We're right behind this one guy.
Yeah, we're going to look right over his right shoulder. So
lining up for his fifth.
Distance won't be a problem for Matt Hamlin from this position.
Get a good shot at this.
Once again, he's been in the play all day. We just get used to Matt Hamlin racking up possession after possession.
Runs in, drifts to the right slightly, and the ball goes to the right slightly, and it's through from behind.
Andrew called it. Andrew's played enough football to know that when the player drifts off his line,
got to keep that
that's
body
the way the kick goes.
Straight towards the goals. Moline brings this back into O'Gary in the pocket there. Takes a mark deep in the pocket. Looks to switch this. Cross goals. He's got Groves wide. Under this is Jack McKegg. Brings the ball to ground. Gathered by Groves now. Tries to get around McKegg, which he does. Chips this one over the top. Coming under this is Seb Hamlin. Over the back is Purtell there. Taps this one infield to Hillam. Seb Hamlin dives on the ball there, and the umpire's going to award a free kick, I'd say here. No, he's going to ball it up. And that far wing. Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck. No one wins that on that occasion. Gathered by Luke Walsh there. Tries to get his hand pass away onto Jacob Olsen, onto Aaron Proctor there to Mitch Taylor. Hand pass inside to Jesse Lander, onto Tommy Anderson. Kicks this one long and short over the head of George Alexander. Picked up by Kai Watts. One goes one way, one the next. The hand pass over to Matt Hamlin. It's all the Harlem Globetrotters here today, and Matty Hamlin kicks a goal there.
Yeah, good link-up play there from the Lions. They went at the finishing. They may not have actually been able to see one another, but there was talk there, obviously, and there was a handball, virtually a backwards handball, and the result goal to the Lions. So that was a good link-up play from the Lions. Martin will be a little bit happier with that, Andrew. 5 minutes gone in the last quarter.
Yeah, no, that was good. Good handball there. A couple of handballs over the heads to their teammates, and Lions were able to put it through for a goal.
The Lions 16-13, 109. Crows 6-2, 38.
Drysborough taps it down to O'Gary. Leeton push forward here, but cut off by Ben Walsh. Hand pass to Seb Hamlin. Then his hand pass intercepted by Leeton there. Back to Hillam for Leeton. Wrapped up in a tackle there is Rainbird on to Groves. It has a running shot at goal there, and it's a good reply by Leeton. Very good pressure.
Very good reply from the Crows. They're not giving up. They're not content. They're not going to let the Lions have it on their own terms. O'Gary's nearly knocked up from possessions, Andrew, too.
Yeah, no, they're senior players. Rainbird, O'Gary, Moline, Drysborough have been good
all
for Leeton today.
Yep.
Groves, their coach, has been involved. Yes, no, their experienced players have stood up today for Leeton. Olsen and Drysborough once again in the ruck. Umpire throws it up. Drysborough wins that tap. Down to Proctor there. Rainbird picks it up for Leeton. Jesse Lander tries to kick it off the ground there. McGilvray ducks under the tackle, gets a free kick for a high shot from Proctor. Rainbird gets a hand pass, plays on out wide, cut off by Mitch Taylor there, gathers the ball in there, kicks it forward for the Lions, looking for Kai Watts on the half-forward flank. He reads it better than his opponent. It goes over the back, gathers it in there on his left foot, hooks this one back in, looking for George Alexander. He can't hold on to the mark. Hits the ground there, wrapped up in a tackle is Moline by Alexander, and the umpire will ball it up in the pocket there.
I thought we might have seen the soccer skills from Kai Watts there, but he...
yeah, I thought he might have tried the check side on the run, guy, but...
he thought Alexander was in the better position, which he was.
Ball's tapped down by Drysborough. Cullens breaks clear of his tackle there, kicks this one clear. Under this is Walsh and Marn, but Good use of the body by Marn there. Too strong on that occasion. Takes a good strong mark. Looks to play on, runs around his opponent, chips this one short and finds Connor Krebser. He'll swing around onto his left foot here and send this one in long for the Lions. Looks for Alexander, chips one over the top. It's gone over his head. It's punched by Moline. Gathered by Cullen. Back to Drysborough. Didn't see Kai Watts coming. Gets his hand pass away there. Gathered by Mitch Taylor. Hand pass over the top to Kai Watts. What can he do on this occasion? Tries for the check side midget, comes back in. Underneath this is George Alexander, almost marked by Leeton there. The ball hits the ground there, gathered by Moline, gets a hand pass out, picked up by Mitch Foley. He can't get a hand pass away. Charging through is Leeton there, gathered by Matt Foley again. No one can get their hands on it. Out by Tommy Anderson, gathered by Leeton here, and they clear the ball out of defence there, but it's going to come back quickly because underneath this is Ben Walsh. He looks to bring this one back in. Kicks it long over the back there, looking for Matt Foley. He's had front on contact, but play on, says the umpire. Picked up by Krebser. Gets his hand pass away there. Matt Foley's wrapped up in a tackle. Gets his hand pass away, but it's deemed a throw. And it's a free kick to Leeton here. Waitman's kick on the 50 there for Leeton. Look to send this one back downfield. Look to switch. He's got the coach out wide. Kicks this one high. Under it is Groves. Takes a strong mark. Plays on. Kicks this ball clear to McGilvray. Comes back inside to Ryan. He can't mark. Picked up by Pertell. Groves is charging through. He can't gather. Gets his hand pass back to Rainbird. Gets one out wide to Cohelli. Kicks this one long now. It's a floater. Cut off by Seb Hamlin across half back there. Lions look to take a spell. Back inside to Tommy Anderson. To Kirk Mann. Switches it back to this near side. Under this is Matt Foley and Cullen. Cullen beats him to the ball and it's out over the sidelines. It'll be a throw in.
Matt Foley showing plenty of endeavour and moving around the forward line this quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, he's given the Lions some options there.
Lions just can't quite capitalise. Good pressure from the Crows.
Ball's thrown in there. Drysborough tries to tap it over the back. Picked up by Ryan, gets a hand pass infield to McGilvray, gets a quick kick away over the head of Groves. Racing for this is Taylor. Back to Groves. Goes to bring it back in field, looking for Ryan short. Takes a mark in the centre for the Crows. Comes wide, looking for Cullen, who's run down from defence. Takes a mark on the wing there. Got Dunn short, chips one over the top to Dunn. And then he's got Favell. Plays on. Finds Favell on the boundary line there, in front of the ladies. Goes to send this one in long. Under it is Walsh, and good mark by Olsen. Switches the ball across. Matty Hamlin's in a lead for this one.
It's on for the runners out there.
Hand pass back inside to Jack McKegg. Over the top to Tommy Anderson. Dodges around one, chips it over the top to Matt Hamlin. Takes a mark there on the wing, just holds it up. Looks to come back inside. Aaron Proctor's got the centre of the ground to his own. Chips one around the corner over the top to Luke Walsh. Back to Aaron Proctor. Then passes it in long and on his left side to Jack McKegg, and he'll have a shot on goal. 35 metres out. Virtually straight in front.
Jack McKegg always working across that forward line and sweats on those little passes that are able to come in. Made good possession on that occasion. Of course, the Lions switched it across the ground and were able to hold clean possession. Makes all the difference. Jack McKegg comes in on his right foot. Goal umpire doesn't move.
It's a floating old kick, Guy, but it's through for a goal.
That's all that matters. Does look nice when it's a beautiful drop punt, but the result is a goal.
That's the second one for the quarter for the Lions.
Had a lot of the play, but the Crows have been good enough to deflect the Lions to date. 10 minutes gone.
Connor Krebser comes back onto the ground.
The Lions 17-13, 1-15. The Crows 7-2-44.
Olsen and Drysborough in the ruck. Charging through is Matt Hamlin.
High tackle.
High tackle there, free kick.
Player
50 metre penalty there.
Player remonstrating with the umpire.
Was that dissent? Or
I suppose, Andrew, he wasn't going to have... I don't think it was over dissent, but that'll take Matt Hamlin down inside the 50. He's probably going to kick from 45 metres.
Line up for his fifth goal. Runs in. Kicks on its way. Umpire does not move and it's a goal. 5 goals to Matt Hamlin.
Costly little bit of remonstration there from the Crows player. Just probably a little bit of frustration. He
Six goals, I'm informed. My tactician there, Tim Foley, tells me it's 6 goals to Matt Hamlin for the day, so it's a very good effort.
A lot of input from the Foley family. We've got Foleys on the field, and we've got Foleys doing the timekeeping, the second grade and the first grade. Good to see. You've got to have all these people around the club, Andrew, to keep it going.
Especially being volunteer round.
Yes.
Very important for clubs. They're volunteers. Drysborough wins that tap. Down to Matty Hamlin. He can't gather it in. Gathered by Tom Anderson. This one's gone high. Under this is Krebser and Dunn. Picked up by Krebser. Can't get his hand pass away. Off the ground by Seb Hamlin. Picked up by Butterfield. Gets a hand pass out wide. Looking for Aaron Proctor. Back to Jesse Lander. Tackle the fumbles here from the Lions. Back to Proctor. Kicks this one wide and finds Krebser. Takes stock here and he'll look to send this back in on his left foot. George Alexander on a lead, deep into the pocket. It's a tussle here between Alexander and Moline. Gathered by Alexander. Back to Tommy Anderson. Tries to kick this one back in field. Doesn't hit anyone in particular. Back to Alexander. Hand pass back to Kai Watts. Tips this one over the top. His kick smothered. Back to Krebser. Taps it forward. Gets it onto his right foot. Kicks this one. Under it is Seb Hamlin and Matt Hamlin. No one can mark it. Ball's hit the ground. Gathered by Butterfield. Picked up by Seb Hamlin. Left foot kick. Looking for Olsen. Goes over his head. Gathered by his leading opponent and gone through from behind.
Well played there by the Crows player playing on Olsen. Even though Olsen had it's got all the experience.
It was kicked to his advantage, but it was good pressure there.
Good to see. The Crows fighting it out. Lions under no danger on losing the game, but it's really good when you see the opposition, Andrew, fight it out to the death knock.
Yep. So Moline kicks this wide. It's a good mark by Favell on that far half-back flank for Leeton. Looks to come inside. It's a high kick. Wakeman almost gathers it in. Cut off by Matty Hamlin there. On to Aaron Proctor. Hand pass back from Jack McKegg, but it's going to be a ball up there on that half-back flank for Leeton.
Leeton desperate to clear it. Try and get it down their end and score a goal.
Sean Foley in the ruck there. No one wins the tap in particular. Gary breaks the tackle there. Kicks this one away to McGilvray. He gets through Marn there, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Marn. And he gets a free kick on that far wing.
Hang on, kids.
He'll look to bring this back in field. He finds Jack Sussay. Then he finds Seb Hamlin across half back there for the Lions. He looks to straighten up here. Has a bounce. Goes back to the outside there to Jack Sussay. Kicks this one short to Luke Walsh. The ball's hit the ground there. Picked up by McGilvray. Good bump there by Aaron Proctor. He gets his hand pass back to Luke Walsh. Dodges around a couple there. Hooks around the corner there looking for Butterfield. Spoiled by his leading opponent there. The ball's on the ground there. Picked up by Boots. Back to Marn there for Gammain. On to Jesse Lander. Sends this one long for the Lions. Under there is Moline and almost takes the mark. Hits the ground. Gathered by Watts. On to Tommy Anderson. Swings around on his right foot. And it's gone wide and out on the full. Kick here to Leeton.
Let off from the Crows, but that comes from the pressure they've applied.
Kicks across goal there and finds Coeli in that pocket. Kicks over the top looking for Moline and he takes the mark in front of McKegg. Plays on quickly. Kicked high there by Leeton. Under this is Jack Sussay. Good mark there. Uses the body well on that far wing. Chips one short looking for Luke Walsh on that far wing there. Gains another 10 metres. Kicks this one long and low, looking for George Alexander and finds him just inside the boundary line, 50 out. He plays on quickly, looking for Tommy Anderson. He can't mark. The ball's punched clear. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Drysborough. Gets his hand pass away there. 2 players slow to get their feet there. Tommy Anderson and his leading opponent. Ball's in dispute there, picked up by Jack McKegg. Gets a hand pass back to Jesse Lander, on to Aaron Proctor. Kicks this one high. Under this is Olsen. And he takes a strong mark almost.
Not paid.
Play on, says the umpire, and it's going to be a ball up.
Also might quietly ask the umpire, I thought I had enough of that, but no, he's just going to get up and accept the ruck work.
Tommy Anderson's got to his feet, plays on. Grabbed out of the ruck there, and it's through from behind. Kai Watts might have had that shot, that quick shot. So 122 for the Lions to 44 for Leeton.
About 17 minutes gone, so there's time yet in the game. Time for Leeton to put one or two on the scoreboard.
Moline to bring this back in. He's got Dunn in front of the broadcasting box, but it's out on the full, and Connor Krebs to take this kick.
So Connor Krebs on his left side, his preferred side. Going to kick from outside the 50.
Plays on, runs around, kicks this one long and high. Into the sun they look. At the back is George Alexander. Drysborough takes a good strong mark there. In defence. Looks to play on, comes back to where it came. Back to Moline. He's going to kick this long, looking for boots. Under this is Ben Walsh and Forostenko. No one can mark it. Gone through the hands of Forostenko, picked up by Forostenko. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there, and the umpires called a ball up.
Don't do that, Pop.
Might have been a little bit lucky to get away with that one, Andrew. Umpire gave him a bit of latitude, but never mind. Play on again in the ruck. Oh,
Taylor in the ruck on that occasion, and a tackle high there from Tommy Anderson. Free kick to Wakeman.
Crows will look to set it up. They're coming out of off their half-back line. Clubroom side of the ground.
Kicks this one down long. Under this is Seb Hamlin. Takes a good strong mark, the young fella in front of the sheds there for the Lions.
Hasn't done much wrong today, Andrew.
Goes to bring it back in field. Finds Ben Walsh. No, he's spilt the mark there. Gets his hand pass off the ground there. Grabbed by O'Gary. Back to Boots. Wrapped up there by Jack Sussay. Gets his hand pass away. Picked up by Sussay again. Swings around on his left. Swings it back in field. Gathered by Leeton there. Dodges around Luke Walsh there. Young Hellum, and he'll go for goal. Gone too far, unfortunately. Umpires call it back.
Bad luck for the Crows player on that occasion.
He had a teammate over the top there. He probably could have hand passed to Guy.
Would have added a little bit more to their scoreboard if they could have hit the 50 mark. So we wait for the ball to come back in.
19-minute mark of the last quarter.
Perfect afternoon for football.
Luke Walsh to take the kick. Kicks wide, looking for Forostenko. Ball's on the ground there. Young Patel putting plenty of pressure on. Gathered by Forostenko. Runs around one, runs around two, and he's caught. That's caught the ball.
Yeah, tried to dodge two players, and the third one brought him undone.
Patel sends this one back in long. Under it is Sussay on that occasion, and the Leeton opponent, Young Hillams there, missed an easy goal.
One behind the Crows. The Lions 16, 15, 123.
Jack Sussay to bring this back in for the Lions.
It takes the Crows to 7-3, 45.
Finds Josh Walsh short, just gathers it off the carpet. Lions looking to slow this one down. Chips over the top there, looking for Mitch Taylor. Takes a one-handed mark there in front of young Ryan. Looks to swing around on his left now. Kicks this one long, looking for Matt Foley. Over the back is Kai Watts, reads this well. Gathers it in. Can take a bounce if he likes. Kicks it long and short, looking for Olsen. It's picture-perfect pass. Ball's hit the ground though. Gathered in by Olsen almost. He can't pick it up. Coming through is Jack McKegg, and play on, says the umpire. They're all waiting for the whistle. Gets his hand pass away there. Gathered by Dunn for Leeton. Kicks this one high. And it's hit the deck there in front of Kirkman. Gathered by Connor Krebs. It chits this over to Butterfield. He'll go back and send this one in long again for the Lions.
Andrew, last week the crowd was waiting for the clock. Today the players have been waiting for the umpire.
That's correct, Guy, yep. Don't stop till you hear that whistle. Gathered by Matty Hamlin there. Hooks this one back into the centre of the ground there. Ball's bounced there. Gathered by Dresborough. Gets his hand pass back inside to Dunn. Looking for his teammate, but he's kicked it out in the full and it'll be taken by Mitch Taylor. 30 metres out.
So he's going to kick there in front of the centre care people. So they're good sponsors of the club. Doing that NDIS work.
And finds Aaron Proctor inside. Does Mitch Taylor on that occasion.
We're going to have a perfect view of this. Baz is right behind him with the camera. Beautiful sunshine, no breeze. Comes in on his right. He sprayed it.
It's gone out to the left, through from behind.
One behind. So I'll let off there for the Crows. 23 minutes gone. The quarter won't go as long as last week.
Thomas Mulleen brings this back in. Kicks short to Drysbar. Takes a good mark. Plays on. Kicks wide, looking for Hillam. Puts it out in front of him, gathers it in there. Kicks this one long down, looking for Boots. Under it is Josh Walsh. Spoils there, down to Seb Hamlin. He tries to pick it up. Puts his head down. Luke Walsh comes charging through. Gathered by Wakeman. Breaks another tackle there. Gets a grubbing kick away. Gathered by Leeton there. Hillam on to Rainbird. He can't grab hold of it there. And wrapped up in a tackle is Josh Walsh. And the umpire will ball it up on the 50 there of Leeton.
Those familiar Leeton names, Andrew, keep bobbing up. They're putting in right to the death knock.
Yeah. No, they'd be pleased with their effort today, Leeton. Their commitment. No one can win the tap on that occasion, and it's wrapped up once again there. Another 10 metres closer to goal for Leeton. Sean Foley in the ruck. Ball's punched forward, gathered by Matty Hamlin. Runs around his opponent there. Kicks this one back inside there, looking for Matt Foley. Gathered by Jack McKegg. He can't hold on to it. On to Shannon Butterfield. Gets a hand pass on to Matt Foley. Back to Shannon Butterfield at his feet. And he's wrapped up in a tackle there by O'Gary, and the umpire called for a ball up.
I thought he might have paid a kick on that occasion, but no, he deemed that the player didn't have long enough.
Drysbar taps this one down to the Ganmain player in Matt Foley there. Kicks the one short, and it's marked by Aaron Proctor there on the 50-metre line. He looks to swing around, plays on, looking for Kai Watts. Almost marks, swings around on his trusty left foot, snaps it back towards goal, and it's going to go over the sideline and through from behind.
So once again, it'll be thrown in the Lions' forward pocket, right in front of those Coolman Butchery guys. My turn to win a meat tray next week, Baz, not yours.
Olsen grabs this out of the ruck, kicks it with his left foot. Gathered by Dunn though. Tries to clear this ball. Good strong tackle by Aaron Proctor. It's marked by O'Gary. Plays on, gives it to young Ryan. Kicks this ball wide, looking for Hillam. He's been good in the last quarter. Takes the ball, gets a hand pass back inside to no one. Gathered by Groves there. Breaks through one tackle. Kicks this one wide, looking for Rainbird on his own. Marks in front of Butterfield on that far wing.
25 minutes gone on the clock.
Looks into that afternoon sun. Back to Hillam there. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Luke Walsh, and he's rewarded there with a free kick on the far wing there for the Lions. Can they get another goal? Across to Jack Sussay out wider. Chips one short to Matt Foley there.
Might be very late, but Luke Walsh not prepared to let one get away, Andrew.
Chips one over the top to Mitch Taylor. That's right. He fights right to the death. On to Aaron Proctor there. Bounces in front of him. Chips one over the top looking for Jack McKegg. Takes a mark. 40 metres out on a tight angle. He's going to go back and have a shot.
He's been pretty busy too, Andrew.
Last kick resulted in a goal. Just gathering his composure there.
Probably going to kick from 45, is he? Roundabout.
On his way. Kicks high. Curling back. And it's through for a goal. It's a good kick.
Jack backed himself when he went back, adjusted his socks, put the ball down, and thought, yep, that's a good sign. bit of confidence in the play there from Jack McKee.
That's the 4th goal for the Lions for the quarter. Takes them on to 19-16, 130 to Leeton, 7-3-45. Sean Foley drives by on the ruck, down to Jesse Lander, gets his hand pass away. Charging through is Shannon Butterfield there, picked up by Leeton there, kicks this one short, coming over the top is Mitch Taylor, almost takes a marker. Gary dives in there, wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will ask for the ball and ball it up.
Players fighting it out here.
A few sore bodies out there, guys.
Yep.
It's been a very contested game. Sean Foley and Drysborough in the ruck. No one can win that on that occasion. Ball's on the ground. Umpires found a free kick from back here, and it's a free kick to Jesse Lander for holding. And he'll get to take this kick. Chips this one short, but cutting it off is Ryan Dunn for Leeton.
Big gap on the scoreboard, Andrew, but the Crows have pressured the Lions. So full time here at the Gammain Sports Ground, the Lions 19-16, 130, and the Crows 7-3-45. Yeah, well, I just mentioned that, big difference on the scoreboard, but the Crows, their endeavour, couldn't question their endeavour all day, Andrew, for their attack and trying as hard as they could, just haven't got the cattle to match the Lions on this occasion.
Yep, in the end, an 85-point win to the Lions. Not too bad, I suppose, on the scoreboard, but got a bit to work on. A big game next week against Turvey Park over at Mar Oval, and see if the Lions can continue on their journey.
Yeah, it's always tough over at Mar Oval. Doesn't matter where the Bulldogs are on the ladder, but so we look forward to seeing that one. And then when are we home again, Andrew?
Well, it'll be Narendra, I think, Guy, after that, and then the two buys.
Some of the players will be looking forward to those couple of buys and rest up and work on any injuries. I don't think we can add any more to that. Both sides come away today with not too many serious injuries. We look forward to bringing you the next home game from the Gammain Sports Ground.